And welcome back to another episode of the Washington Nationals franchise. We have finally made it here, guys. It is the World Series of Season 4. It's taken long enough. I don't need to go back and recap everything that's gone wrong since turning this into a franchise mode, but all I'll say is this is maybe 4 or 5 months overdue to actually be here at this point. We're sitting here though only like 2 days, right, until MLB 24 comes out, so I really waited until the very last minute to do this. I still plan on having our long-term simulation take place in one more episode, so this isn't the last time we'll see these Nationals, but it might be the last time we see them in action, and definitely the last time we see them in action controlled by me. If we can pull this off, this will be our 4th World Series title in a row, and according to my research, this isn't going to be the first time that that's ever happened, but it will be the first time since the early 1950s, when, of course, who else but the Yankees won 5 in a row. We've had a pretty good trip through the postseason so far, got that first round bye, wrapped up the division series 3-1 and the championship series 4-2. Cleveland on the other side has had a bit more of a difficult road. They had to play in that wild card series, but then from the division series on, they've had the same level of success that we've had. So let's do what I always like to do in the postseason and take a look at what the opposing roster is looking like. And honestly, this lineup kind of just looks like your current day Cleveland Guardians plus Bobby Witt Jr. I remember during the regular season, I kept checking back in on Andres Gimenez because he was having a kind of ridiculous season. And he did. He ended up with a ridiculous season. He went for 56 doubles, 12 triples, and 30 home runs. And then I'm sure the rest of their lineup has had plenty of good seasons too. Oscar Gonzalez has some good attributes. He batted over 300 with over 30 doubles. Steven Kwan had over 30 doubles. Jose Ramirez had over 30 doubles and over 30 home runs. Josh Naylor's the first one to not hit over 30 doubles, but he was close with 27. He also finishes with a pretty solid batting average and everything. Bobby Witt Jr., another guy with 30 doubles. He didn't make as good a contact, it looks like. Only a 206 average, so he really is just relying on his power numbers, I guess. George Valera progressed up to an A potential this year. He didn't have a great year though, really. Bo Naylor behind the plate actually didn't have a great year compared to the season before. And then Tyler Freeman didn't even play in the regular season. That's very interesting that now he's a starter. So this seems like a very top-heavy team. Definitely the first 4, and I guess you could extend it to Naylor when we have a righty out there. So the first 5 in that lineup all had pretty good seasons, all have pretty good attributes, but past that, it gets kind of shaky. Against lefties, though, they changed the lineup up here. They get Henry Davis in, they get Mondesi in, and they get Miles Straw in. Straw didn't have a great hitting season, but he did have 41 doubles. This has to be the team with the most doubles, you'd have to imagine. Mondesi then, man, he played a lot of games too, and he didn't do great. Like, the slash line's not great, but another guy with a lot of doubles and decent power, good speed on him too. And then Henry Davis isn't all that much to worry about at the plate. If we take a look at their pitching, I would say it matches up pretty similar to our pitching. You know, they've got everybody within a 9 overall range, so just kind of solid up and down. The seasons their starters had, wow, Tristan McKenzie actually had a really nice season. I don't worry about him too much with only the 3-pitch mix, but a 2.39 ERA on him. Cal Quantrill wasn't great. Nestor was pretty good. Daniel Espino wasn't all that good, actually. And then Zach Plesac did have an ERA under 3, but we're probably not going to see him. You usually don't see that 5th starter in a postseason series. Their bullpen has a lot of solidly rated players, though. Like, these are some good overalls. It starts with a couple of extra starters that just can't crack that starting rotation, but they're a 79 and 80 overall. Both of them had pretty solid seasons also. Then you move further down, there's a couple tough lefties here with Hentges and Chafin, both the sinker slider type guys. And then you got Eli Morgan in the middle of that with pretty high hits per 9. Didn't give up a run in only 10 innings. And then in that back end, it's Trevor Stephan. He got 50 saves. So I wonder what was going on with Clase to not be in the closing role. and now be in the closing role come the postseason. But 50 saves for Stefan. Gallegos is also out there with a 2.21 ERA, and then Clase. Okay, he wasn't hurt or anything. He just, for some reason, wasn't the closer, and now he is again. But sub 2 ERA from him. But he's kind of got the whole Evan Phillips situation against me, where I just seem to always hit Clase. So not too worried, at least beforehand, at the thought of going into a 9th inning down a run or so. Looking at their team ranking, they are the 2nd ranked team. That only takes into account like the average overall on all the players, but that is kind of fitting because they're 2 going over to us. We're still number 1. So in terms of talent alone, this is a matchup of the top 2 teams. Now I am gonna make one move if it'll let me here before we start the World Series, and that's just to get Bobby Miller back on the playoff roster. And it looks like I did do that in time. We haven't thrown an inning yet with Hunter Harvey, so if we're not even using him, I feel like we may as well get Bobby Miller back on the playoff roster because our starting pitching hasn't been a strong point throughout this playoff run. So maybe getting a new guy out there, maybe I'll get him a start over Freddie Peralta or something because he's kind of struggled when the game's been simulated. Actually, you know what? I think I am going to do that. I kind of hate to remove the guy that I traded for at the deadline from getting a start, but he really, the only start he's been good in is the one that I started, and even then he was only able to go 5 innings. It was 5 scoreless, but still only 5. But I think with that, we're ready to go. We're ready to get started here for the World Series. Go ahead and sim up to the first game, and I don't know why they have it structured like this, but they have Blake Snell as the guy starting game 1. I would think after a week from his last outing, Cavalli would be ready to go. But I guess actually, Snell's been our best starter throughout this postseason run, and then I might still, even though he has a 5.23 ERA, trust Gore more than Cavalli at this point. So maybe I'll just roll with how they seem to have it lined up here with Snell starting game 1, Gore for 2. Anyway, game 1, we're playing through this the exact same way we played through the NLCS against the Dodgers. I'll be simming most of game 1 here, if not all of it. The only time I'll hop in is if there's like a close game or something near the end, but I am gonna hop in where it says play full game and we'll simulate from the in-game screen here. So we're starting at home. We clinched the NL pennant wearing these City Connect jerseys, so I think I'm gonna throw them on for 2 games in a row here and see if we can ride that wave. And there it is, World Series game 1 taking place in the rain, and we're heading out here to defend our title once more. And I don't know, man, we haven't always had that great of records in the regular season, so I don't know if we've ever had home field advantage in the World Series. Now that I think of it, I wouldn't be surprised if we haven't, because the first 2 years we were a wild card team, and then the 3rd year we did win our division, but we did it with only like 90 wins. This is probably something I should have gone back and looked at instead of just having it pop into my mind here, but there's a chance this is our first time with home field advantage in the World Series. We need our pitching to do a little bit better than it has, and Blake Snell looks like he's ready to make that happen. So with the leadoff batter ready to step up to the plate, I head into the simulator, going into quick manage, but when I hit fast forward, I don't manage anything. I just sit back and watch it all happen. So I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna sim half inning at a time, and let's just hope things don't get out of hand right away like they have in the past. That's not a good start. Okay, at least we got out of it with nothing, but really, a base hit, a stolen base, and an error. Let's see what we can do at the plate though. And we can't do anything. 1, 2, 3. Snell ready to head back out there. Another leadoff hit. But we threw the runner out trying to score, it looked like. So we escape another inning without giving up a run. Now Meneses to lead off the 2nd. He does it with a walk. And then a base hit, another walk. And we can't. Okay, we had a chance too, and we couldn't bring him around to score. Top 3 here, and Snell gets through a clean inning. Bottom 3 with our leadoff hitter, and we go down 1, 2, 3 again. Top 4 already. Double play, basically a 1, 2, 3 inning at that point. This is a very quick game to this point, and another 1, 2, 3 inning from them. It is turning into a pitcher's duel. I think it would be classified as that by now. Bottom 5, there we go. Matt Chapman breaking it up with a solo shot. Now we're pitching with a lead here. Snell, what do you got? What do you have? Nice. Another clean inning, scoreless. 6 innings for Snell so far. They still have McKenzie out there too, and we can't get anything more going. Snell still has plenty of energy. I think he can give me 7 here. And another 1, 2, 3. McKenzie still out there. Couple runners on. Base hit brings another one around to score, but I think we got thrown out trying to get 2 runs across. I'm going to switch to going at bat by at bat here now that Snell's running low on energy. And a strikeout to start it, a fly out, and a solo shot, and now he's down into the yellow. So I'm going to take him out of the game, but I meant to do that within here so that we don't have to worry about pitcher energy. But I'm going Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then I am going to play here from this point on to try and wrap this one up. So we just need one more out here in the 8th. All hit in the bottom half to try and get some insurance, and then we got to close it out. There we go. Pop up. Casas should be there right next to the umpire. He didn't even move for me. Get out of the way, Blue. And on a 3-2 count, no, that traveled too far. Not going to bloop in for me. Soto, lefty, lefty. That one's kind of traveling. Is that going to go? Oh, man, it did. Right over the 335 sign, and that's his 6th home run of the postseason. So we do get a little bit of insurance there with the lefty-lefty homer on a 3-2 count. And also, Meneses on deck here. He's kind of getting one-upped. He had 6 home runs in the division series against the Pirates, but didn't hit a single one out against the Dodgers. And now Juan Soto's tied him. So in comes Garrett Crochet, a perfect 4 for 4 so far in this playoff run. Oh, Hap might get there though. Hap is going to get there though. Nice play out there. Good break on it. Perfect swing, doesn't even matter. And that one's not going to be an easy play. Got to flip it over there. Nice. We got him. 1 to go. And Diaz with the dive. What a play to end game 1. All 3 of those outs in the 9th inning were kind of tough plays, all for different reasons there, but they were all made, and as a 1-2-3 inning to close it out for Crochet. That's a 1-0 series lead. So it turns out it was a good choice just to roll with what the game had me do and have Snell get the game 1 start, because he locked it down. He kept it at just the 1 run through, I think it was 7 2/3. So I think I'll just trust it. I'll go with Mackenzie Gore for game 2, so let's hop right in. It's also back-to-back wins with the City Connect, so we got to keep it going. We got to keep those jerseys on. And here we go for game 2. It's a clear night tonight. No rain to deal with this time. Mackenzie Gore out there ready to go. Hasn't had himself a great postseason yet. He's only made 2 starts. He's got an ERA over 5, a whip of almost 2. But we got to come out with something more here. It's the World Series. So heading right back into the simulator, we're going to go half inning by half inning again. So let's get it started here. Leadoff single again. It's like a tradition at this point, but a double play gets us out of it, only facing the 3. Top of the order, want to do anything this time? Base hit from Garcia at least. Top 2, and Mackenzie Gore gives up the solo shot. All right, I thought he was going to get through 2 clean innings. Not that lucky, but it's only 1, and we got nothing going in our bottom half. Top of the 3rd, he's letting some runners on, but he doesn't give up any runs. Bottom 3, we need to respond at some point. Double from Garcia, but nobody can do anything after he gets his hits. He has both of our hits today. So on to the top of the 4th. Gore's still out there, and he gets through a clean inning. Meneses, I think it's time. Nope, another ground out, another 1-2-3 inning on our side. Gore's still going, a 1-2-3 from him. He has had himself a good start here. 5 innings, only the 1 run allowed on 3 hits. We're just not backing him up. Chapman's not even hitting his solo shot. But there we go. Probably could have had more that inning. But Luis Garcia is 3 for 3, and he might have been the one to drive in the run. I'm not sure. I wasn't following close enough. But Gore's still out there, and look at the amount of energy he has too. He could really keep going if he keeps things okay. The caught stealing really helped there after the leadoff hit. Bottom 6 already, and there we go. Now the offense is clicking. And there we go. All right, a 3-run inning, a homer by Casas, giving Mackenzie Gore the cushion that he needed with such a good start. Now let's go out there, and there we go. Keep it at just the 1. Gore's given us 7, guys. What can we do at the plate to keep extending this lead? Nothing. Is Gore still going to go? I'm going to go at bat by at bat here. But it looks like he is starting the 8th. Couple strikeouts. base hit, and a flyout. He's gone through 8. So we'll sim the bottom of the 8th here. And Chapman, there's his solo shot. Man, he might be up to 6 homers now. It's either 5 or 6 for him. A lot of power from a lot of different sources this postseason. Error gets Isan Diaz up, or on, but double play ends it, and I think I'll hop in to try and complete this game with Gore. He's still in the green energy, 97 pitches in. It's not a save situation, so he's got some cushion. Okay, we dropped into the yellow energy with our last pitch. We still haven't gotten this first batter out, but there we do get him out now on the very next pitch. And then a grounder right to Garcia for out number 2. And then a grounder to first. Casas has it, and that is going to wrap up game 2. Who would have thought after the regular season we had and the postseason we've had up to this point that we would win the first 2 games of the World Series on the backs of our starting pitching? So that was the first time so far in this postseason run that we've actually won our first 2 games at home. So if we take 2 of 3 on the road in Cleveland, we can wrap this one up in front of a hostile crowd. And this will be the first time, though, that I divert from the course set by the game, because they have it lined up for Freddie Peralta to get the start, and I don't want that to happen. But what we will have happen, and I don't know if it's frowned upon to where your city connects on the road, but there are lucky jerseys right now. 3 wins in a row with these on, so there's no way I'm taking them off until we lose a game. Looks like it's raining again, this time in Cleveland, and I'm gonna switch it up, and we're gonna go with Cade Cavalli here for the game 3 start. So on the road here in Cleveland for the next 3 games, and I'm sorry for the shot if you're a Cleveland fan, but Guardians are no strangers to losing a World Series at home, and that's what we intend to do here. I haven't had a 2-0 series lead yet in this entire postseason run. The only times I've had a 2-game lead in a series technically has been to actually win the series. But a 2-0 series lead means I feel like I can kind of sit back in the simulator a little bit more comfortably. We do have to deal with our first lefty of the series, so we got that lineup ready out there to deploy. Ian Happ is leading it off. He's always been our leadoff against lefties, but he's having a rough postseason. Heading right into the simulator. Top of our order hasn't been great anyway yet, so Hap can't really do any worse than we've been doing the first 2 games. So we go half inning by half inning here, top 1, and we are going to go down 1, 2, 3. Need a good start out of you, Cavalli. You need to do the same thing that Gore and Snell have done and really get your postseason reputation back, and that'll do it. Yeah. Let's give up a leadoff triple and then a base hit to bring him around to score. That's the start I'm looking for. Top 2, can we respond? A double from Garcia, but no one wants to drive him in. This is also, I didn't realize it, it's our first time facing a lefty, but it's their first time facing a righty of the series. So Bobby Witt Jr.'s in for the first time in the World Series, and he, of course, hits a solo shot. I bring attention to it, so of course he's got to do something. Already top 3. And we don't get anything going. Bottom 3 for Cavalli, an error, a single, a sac fly, and he's given up a run an inning. So he's already given up more runs in 3 innings than we gave up in the entirety of the first 2 games. Top 4, do we want to respond? Meneses finally hits his 7th home run of the postseason. We also had a couple more runners on, but they didn't come around to score. That would have been real nice. So Cavalli, can we get a shutdown inning? Leadoff double, that's probably not going to make it happen. Another 1-run inning. Really got our work cut out for us on offense here, and we're not really rising to that. Is Cavalli going to keep going? They do leave him out there, and he finally gives up a 2nd run in an inning. 6 runs allowed in not even a full 5 innings. I think Cade Cavalli's finally lost that postseason pedigree of his. 6-1 game here in the top of the 6th. I don't want to say it's out of reach. You never know what this offense can do, but if we don't get something going quick, it's not really looking good. Jordan Hicks needs to give us our first scoreless inning, and there we go. He does it. Top 7, and we get on an error and then a double play. I'll sim bottom 7 here. Another 2 home runs. I was gonna hop in if we didn't give up anything there, but now down 7, I'm thinking we might just want to cut our losses here and move on to game 4. So I'll continue simulating and not getting anything going. In top 8, Leo Blanco's coming in, so of course he gets a scoreless inning because that's what he does. That's his thing. Top 9 to end it. All we're really hoping to do is keep Nestor from getting a complete game of his own, or they'll take him out. All right, I kind of thought they'd just leave him in. Chapman walks, pop up from Soto, error to get Garcia on. Okay, Bear Ruiz pops it up, and Casas base hit. Okay, gives us an extra run. Drew Jones. Okay, they made another pitching change. You know what? I won't hop in yet, but with Drew Jones up and Abrams on the bench, we'll go ahead and pinch hit, get a better bat in for the matchup, and then sim the at bat, a base hit from Abrams. Okay, you know what? We have a rally going. We're still down 5, but a couple on, 2 outs. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if I can hop in and make any sort of difference here. No, I don't know if I agree with the miss there. I guarantee that was one that I timed up and the PCI was just off of it. So of course I come in and blow it. Probably weren't going to make that comeback anyway at that point. So we couldn't just have a nice and easy series, could we? We got to let them get back in it. Now it's down to just a 2-1 series lead. We still have the advantage though. We're still in a good spot. We just need to not let that turn into another one. And I should have known. I should have known that going off on my own and not just pitching who the game says we should pitch next was going to ruin it. But now we can't, because apparently the next guy up and ready to go in this rotation is just Cade Cavalli again. All right, I reordered it myself, so now we're on the rotation that we've established here. So I'm gonna throw Bobby Miller instead of Freddie Peralta. It's been mostly Peralta and Cavalli who've had the rough postseason, so I'm gonna try avoiding Peralta this time since Cavalli didn't have a good one. And I don't know, maybe the City Connects only work at home. Well, we'll go alternate road for this one. And game 3 ready to go. No rain today. It's a clear night. Still a 2-1 series lead, so still no reason to worry yet. We can still be pretty relaxed within the simulator. We don't have to hop into any situation super early or anything like that. I want to see a good start out of Bobby Miller, but I'm just a little apprehensive, you know? Like he's been sitting for like almost a month now. He might be rusty, if that's an aspect that is part of this game. We got to get to this guy. He's having a good playoff series or run so far of this season, but his regular season wasn't great, and his numbers in the regular season in his career haven't been great. He's also walked a lot of guys, has a high whip, so we just got to take advantage of that. When we get our runners on, bring them around to score. So we're heading in right to the simulator then. Go to fast forward. We'll keep going half inning by half inning. There we go. We get the leadoff triple this time, and that's a 2-run first. That's the first time our top of the order has actually done something to start the game, and that is exactly what we needed to do with Bobby Miller on the mound for the first time in like a month. Give him an early lead to work with. So what's our response then in the bottom of the first? A leadoff hit, a double, but we keep a run from scoring. That is all that matters. No runs came across the score. Now let's build on what we did. Another homer for Chapman, and then Diaz goes back to back. I gotta check on how many that is for Chapman. It says that one was 6. So if I'm remembering right, then we have Meneses at 7, and then Soto and now Matt Chapman at 6. And we've also had plenty of other guys hit home runs too. It's not just them doing it. So now a 4-run lead to work with for Bobby Miller, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Can we keep piling it on? A base hit, but no, we couldn't turn it into anything. Miller's still going. There's his first runs allowed though. Kept the damage to only the 2, but they cut the lead in half. We're gonna need to do more at the plate, and we don't. So what do we got? Miller, bounce back inning. Let's not hit anybody. Another hit batter. Okay, at least we got out of it. Top of the order for the 5th inning, and we don't have anything going that time. Miller going out for the 5th, and there we go. Gets through the inning scoreless. Are they going to stick with Espino? They are. And he gets through another one. Are we going to stick with Miller? We are. And he gets through another one. Into the 7th then. There we go. There's a new pitcher on their side, and we're not doing anything against them. How about for us? I'm going to go by at bat here. It's still Bobby Miller out there. And he gets through the 7th. All right. Top 8 then. Garcia leading it off. They bring in the lefty, and he gets a 1-2-3. I'm hoping they're going to take Bobby Miller out here. But you know what? I'm not even going to let the game make that decision. And you know what? I'll hop in on my own. We'll bring in Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then I'll hop in to get through this 8th inning. Oh man, I keep giving up perfect swings to Steven Kwan, and that one's actually ending up a hit. Don't like that. Don't want to start off an inning that way, especially with J-Ram up next. Oh, we got him. That was a big risk, and it paid off. A 3-2 slider. And we got Naylor jammed. Soto should be able to get there. That's 2 outs. The rollover, I gotta go. I was gonna go to second because of Witt's speed, and then the meter threw me off. So now that's in. Are they calling it a hit? What do I want to do? I'm gonna do a very postseason move here. I'm bringing in Crochet and out early here. He's gonna give me this last out of the 8th, and then come back out in the 9th to finish it. It's as simple as that. 3-pitch strikeout, end any rally they were having, and now we have a clean 9th inning with at least a 2-run lead. They're going to Sam Hentges again. I am going to head back into the simulator, though, for the top of the 9th here, and then I can handle the bottom of the 9th. And, okay, 1-2-3. Good job, offense. 4-2 lead is what we got to work with here. Grounder, that's going to be out number 1 to Matt Chapman. And Tyler Freeman with the lazy fly out to Soto. That's 2. And another one to Soto. He gets there in time, and that wraps up a 3-1 series lead. We are in complete control right now. We only need one more win to wrap up our 4th straight World Series title. So with this now being an elimination game up 3-1, I'm playing from the start. Blake Snell's getting the call for the start. It's Snell versus McKenzie again. This was a big-time pitcher's duel in Game 1. And we got a clear night again. No rain in the forecast. And I'm ready, guys. If this is it, if this is the last time that I'll be in control of these Nationals in the game, I'm ready to make it count. We're back in the alternate road jerseys. Abrams is ready to lead it off. And the first pitch is a strike, so we're underway. And the second pitch is a perfect base hit. No, okay, that won't be 2. They're not even going to go for it. It'll move the runner up. It's just like a sac bunt. And another perfect, but we don't need that. We don't need 112 off the bat to get caught. Meneses, oh my, okay. Oh, it got past him. I would have been heated if I come away with no runs and 3 perfect swings in the inning, but that one does get past second base. So Joey Meneses is driving in the first run in the top of the 1st. And that's not a perfect, but that's another pretty good swing, and it gets caught. Wow. Even with the run scored to take the lead right away, still a pretty unlucky inning. But hey, with how Blake Snell's been pitching, 1 run might be enough. He technically isn't starting today with full energy. He has like a sliver left away from being at full energy. So like maybe 98, 99% energy. Still should be plenty for him to do what he needs to do. And that is a nice quick first out. And if we make this play, that's a pretty quick second out also. Oh, and then we get Kwan striking out. So that's an 8-pitch first inning from Blake Snell. And Tristan Casas leading off with a walk in the second. Maybe didn't realize that was already strike 3, but also that's a really tough pitch anyway. Got away with one there, both in the check swing and the call. Wow. And he went to like the same pitch and I wasn't ready for it. We're making him work though. I think that was 36 pitches to just get 2 outs in the second inning. And we do get a base hit. He got me to a 1-2 count. It's a pretty nice swing if we're not going to turn on it. Abrams, get over his head. Oh, not quite. That would have been nice to keep it going. But either way, even without scoring another run, we are making Tristan McKenzie work out there. He might not be able to throw too much longer in this game. And there we go. Snell picking up where he left off with the punch out for J-Ram. Another strikeout in the dirt, dude. If this is how Snell's going to be pitching this game, this is going to be a fun way to end it. Oh my god, now he's painting. Strikes out the side. Doesn't even throw 20 pitches in 2 innings, when on the other side, he's up over 40. There we go. Back to making perfect swings. Leadoff base hit from Luis Garcia. And Soto, is that making it all the way to the gap? It is. That might be our second run of the game. I'm going to send him with 51 speed. Oh, yeah, and we're in there easily. Not even a throw. Oh, Meneses, he hit it hard again. It was just right to him that time, unfortunately. Ian Happ. Oh, man, I had the right idea also that time, and it didn't come off the bat hard. I don't know, man. We're having a good game at the plate, but I feel like just we're so close to doing so much more. Oh, and again, I just missed the fastball. Little below it, but we tack on another in the inning. We now have a 2-0 lead here in Game 5. And there we go. Stay efficient. 1 pitch. Get the fly out to left field. And... oh, Soto couldn't get there. There was no indicator, so I didn't know how far that was going to stay up in the air. That's their first hit of the game. Still kind of staying efficient, though. He did that on the first pitch. And we sit down. Naylor on the heater. Way behind 97 there. Man, they're finally giving me some trouble here. This is the Cleveland Guardians now that I ran into in my Angels March to October. Completely forgot about that until now. Andres Jimenez is up here, seeing 10 pitches, taking it to a 3-2 count, hitting all kinds of foul balls, and then doing that. There was a reason that after that postseason series against Cleveland with the Angels, I called them the most frustrating team I ever faced. And that might be starting to come here through again. Come on, Casas. Nice. So the 2-out rally doesn't come back to bite me there. We keep it scoreless. Chapman, man, I am all over another pitch there, and that came off the bat with nothing. I feel like every single swing I'm making is good timing, and it's just whether or not the PCI's on it, and then on top of that, whether or not it's actually going to get hit hard. Well, and then I guess add another level to that of whether or not it's hit right to somebody. That's another good swing, another good PCI, hard hit ball. That time it was to somebody. So that's their first quick inning of the game. All right, there we go. Let's get back to this. Outs early in the count. Chapman on the dive. Green throw. Oh, what a play. I barely got that green throw, too. And another dive. Oh, off the glove. I feel like that was in between. I don't think I'm getting there without a dive, but I also feel like he kind of overdove it a bit. And can we make this play? We can. So a couple longer innings now in the 3rd and 4th. Got his pitch count up to 50, but we're still looking good. Scoreless. There's oh my god. Oh my god. I'm making so many perfect swings, but none of them have any lift on them, so 2 of them have been lineouts. Somebody needs to make a perfect swing on a ball with some launch angle. Or, see, I tried too hard that time. I'm timing it up again. And that one's going to get through. All right. At least we have a good swing being a hit again. Dude, I don't need to swing at that. I mean, that looks like the beach ball coming in. It looks like a hanger, but that's actually a good pitch at the top of the zone. So we still are held to just 2. It's still a close game. Okay, there we go. Nice weak grounder to Chapman to get the 5th started. And a 3-pitch strikeout. That's actually our first strikeout in a little while now. And another one. Snell is now very much back on track after that inning. And that's it for Tristan McKenzie on their side. They're going to Gavin Williams, who only has 1 appearance to this point. Oh, and right away I'm greeting him with a liner that, of course, is going to get caught. Casas, another good timing swing, another out. And that one might be the one that gets down. The worst swing of the inning. How much of that did I get? I don't think enough. Yeah. It's going to die at the track, so another inning gone by with no more runs added on. Still only a 2-0 game. We're letting him stay in it. Wouldn't be shocked if this is the last inning I let Snell go out there. But if he does give me the rest of this inning and he gives me 6, that's a pretty good bridge to go straight to Sandlin, Dominguez, and Crochet. And there we go. That's the first out on the ground to third. Dude, I went 3 straight fastballs middle in there, and Straw could not get around on any of them. And a grounder to Chapman, so I don't know. Snell got through that inning very quick. Maybe he's not done yet. If I can put up at least a run in this inning, then I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I wanted to leave Snell in. That's not going to help. Abrams... blooping it over his head, he does get it down. So the perfect swing of his last time, not a hit. That one, a hit. That's baseball. And on the ground, that gets through a couple of very weak swings to get a couple runners on here for Juan Soto. And Soto down the line, that is going to drive in the run. I said I wanted one more to keep Snell in, and now we've gotten one more finally. 3-0 lead. And we don't have to be done yet. Maness is drawing the walk to load the bases. And Hap, oh, the luck. I'm sending him home, 48 speed. Get 2 runs on that, and we do. He's just in there. The bad hop at third base leads to 2 more runs. Could have been a double play to get them out of the inning, but instead, we get 2 more across, and we still only have 1 out. This game has been broken wide open. The grounds crew's going to get a dock in their pay after that. You can't have pebbles on the infield. Oh, Casas, man, I thought I was actually on that. And Matt Chapman, that one's not going to take a bad hop on him. So a 3 spot here in the top of the 7th inning. This widens the margin. And it should be smooth sailing to the end. So even though we're into the yellow now with that inning, I'm leaving Snell in for 1 more. And J-Ram smacks it on the ground. That's going to be the first out. Ooh, yep, that's a hard hit ball. Might call it quits for Snell after that one. Big hit given up. Not going to leave it in his hands to ruin his shutout. He gave us 6 1/3 scoreless. I think that's good. I'm going to go Leo Blanco here. He is scoreless so far in this postseason. 5 1/3. And the liner right to Garcia is going to be out number 2. And the curveball stayed in the zone. Brings Leo Blanco up to an even 6 scoreless in the postseason and keeps this game scoreless. Oh, okay. I'm punching out on that slider. That's a tough spot for that pitch. Probably don't still need to be hitting 5 runs and then controlling the pitching the rest of the way is probably fine. But if this is the last time I get to use this Nationals team, I'm just going to go the rest of the way. And if that means popping up one last time with Keibert Ruiz, so be it. Oh, Abrams with another perfect lefty-lefty that time? Oh, and it dies. Man, if that's my last at-bat with Abrams, that would have been awesome to go deep with him lefty-lefty. He has 3 perfects in this game, and he only has 1 hit on him. I'm going to turn the ball over here in the 8th inning to, I think, the longest tenured member of our bullpen. We traded for him all the way back in season 1, and he's been instrumental in our success. Took a little bit more of a backseat role this year, more limited role with his age starting to climb and his rating starting to regress. And he'll give up a leadoff base hit. Okay, come on, guys. Got him down 0-2 here. Or I had him down 0-2. Now he's brought it back to 3-2, and he keeps fouling everything off? It's supposed to be a celebration of Joe Mantiply. Why you gotta ruin it? There we go. Keep it in the zone. He couldn't pull the trigger. There's out number 1. But really, in that first season, in the March to October, getting Joe Mantiply right away like we did. He was our first trade. Maybe one of the more important pieces of that first season, because we did not have hardly anybody in that bullpen back in year one. Like, I think it was Carl Edwards Jr. at a 71 overall was our best arm. And on top of that, I don't think we had any lefties. Like, I don't think it was just we didn't have good lefties. I think we didn't have a single lefty. So getting Joe Mantiply not only added a lefty, but also added our new highest rated arm in the bullpen. And there we go, running themselves into an out after the base hit. And a pop out. Garcia's gonna get there, and that does it for Joe Mantiply's Washington Nationals career. Because even as we move forward, I wasn't planning on keeping him. And our last time up with Mr. Clutch is also going to result in a perfect out. How many perfect swings have I made this game that have been outs? That's at least 3 that spring to mind. There might have been one more. And Soto, I think that's going to stay fair. So that's one way to end our time with Juan Soto on the Nationals. I guess you don't get the perfect swing to fall, but you get that one to fall. It all balances out. Oh, that's an unfortunate way to have my last at bat with Joey Meneses go. Looking at strike 3. And Hap, I went chasing up. That's not going to go anywhere. So we're taking this 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to bring in one last arm to do that. The next most tenured arm, or longest tenured arm in that bullpen, Nick Sandlin, who we traded for also all the way back in season 1. And we traded for from these Cleveland Guardians. And there's the first one. But pretty much everything I said about Joe Mantiply regarding how important he was in the first season, you could also say about Nick Sandlin, except the fact of Mantiply being a lefty. But Sandlin brought us another relatively high rated arm that we could depend on. And on top of that, he had a really good first season with us. I think like a sub-2 ERA, all kinds of strikeouts, didn't give up any hits. Kind of didn't put together the same level of season in the next 2 years, but he was still always one of our go-to arms out there. One of the guys that I felt comfortable using, even if he didn't play well when the game was simmed. And we get a pop fly to left field. That's going to be out number 2. And a rollover. Ruiz has it. And there is your final out of the 2026 World Series. The Washington Nationals, for the 4th year in a row, are your World Series champions. We did it, guys. Like I said at the beginning, we're like 4 months overdue, but in our season in franchise mode, after 3 years in March to October, we were able to replicate the success and pick up one more World Series title. And there it is. There's the shot. It'd be cool if they had like all of them lined up next to each other. So much of this core though stuck around for all 4 of the years. You got Ruiz, Abrams, Garcia, Meneses. Those are just the guys on offense that come to mind right away. All of them picking up their 4th ring. And that is that. A 4-1 World Series win against the Cleveland Guardians. We did it on the road. I guess we have the postseason awards to look at. I'm assuming it's going to go to hitters like it always does. It might just go to Juan Soto for both of them, actually. Maybe Chapman for one of them. I think he had a couple homers in the World Series. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Yep, World Series MVP is Chapman. So I adjusted that at the last second. Postseason MVP is Juan Soto. And that then wraps up our 4th season with the Washington Nationals. I could say again how much I wish that the transition to franchise mode went differently, but I'd just be beating a dead horse at this point. You guys all know. We do have one final Nationals video coming to the channel. I guess it has to be tomorrow. I gotta put some work in to make sure it's ready to go up before the new game comes out. But in that one, we're going to be doing a long-term simulation. But then that's going to wrap it up for me in MLB The Show 23. So with that said, guys, let's wrap this one up. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for sticking with me for another season. And I will see you one more time for our long-term simulation.